Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Kay, how did you get involved in developing a marriage prep program for your parish, St. Mary and Mathias?
Well, originally we were St. Mary's and we were St. Mathias, two separate parishes. And I was working with the Liturgy Commission, which is what my love is. And when we merged to become Mary Mathias, we had two liturgy commissions then and really didn't need all those people. And so Father Jack Gallagher, when he was our pastor, asked me if I would be interested in helping with family life. And I really didn't know a whole lot about family life, but Paul and I had been sponsor couples through the marriage prep program, the one where they come into your home for 6 weeks or so, and the couples, and you work with them. So at the time, there were not very many couples that were willing to do it that way. So we asked the couples that had been participating but then quit what we could do to get them back into the program to help these engaged couples. And they said they would like to do a weekend format. So I approached Isla Mae Hanish at the diocesan level and told her what the parish of St. Mary Mathias wanted to do. And with her help, we got the program started, the weekend program for the Diocese of Davenport.
Terrific. How did that work?
The first time, we took the Runke book that we use for the marriage prep and just took all of those different chapters. We asked a variety of different couples if they would be willing to present one or two of the chapters. And we had 6 couples. The first time we did it, we had 6 couples. We met out at Hayes Catholic School. And it really went over well. We were very pleased. Father Bernie Weir at the time helped us because Father Jack was gone on a sabbatical. So he gave us a lot of guidance and that oomph that you need to keep going and a lot of positive words. And so we did it, and then 6 months later did a second group. And that time I think it doubled to 12 couples. And then after that, then Isla Mae just spread it out to make a diocesan program. So we weren't just hitting the Muscatine couples any longer. It was now anybody in the diocese could sign up for the weekend.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it really is. And the lead couple that started at the original lead couple are still with the program.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah, it really is. It's a very good program.
Who else participated in development of this program then? Isla Mae and...
Yes, it was through Isla Mae that we really got the program going.
Okay.
And then, the couples that were willing to help that first time. What we found along the line was that as we were getting older, the couples that we were talking to were getting younger. And so we found that we needed to broaden and start inviting couples, the presenter couples, to be a little bit younger than we were. So now that it's a nice variety of ages, of people in their marriages, because marriage is a hard thing, can be at times. It's also a wonderful thing. What we do with the program is we talk to them about there being a triangle, that it's a commitment between the man and the wife, but also with God. And that's really where the whole basis of all of those chapters revolve around, is how you fit God into marriage.
Oh, that's terrific. What lesson did you learn in developing the marriage prep program?
I like to do leadership things, so it actually was a lot of fun for me when we started to develop this. I became really good friends with Isla Mae. I don't think I probably would have gotten to know her so well if I hadn't done that. And I think I also really grew to understand what happens at the diocesan level, all the different offices, and got to meet people through that. And then when you're working with these couples, throughout the diocese, it's also nice that you're meeting people beyond what's in your parish.
That's terrific. In what other ways does St. Mary and Mathias Parish respond to needs in the area of family life ministry?
You want to go?
Sure. I'm Laura Custis, and I am involved in a new moms program that was started here within the last year. We had 3 leaders, which were a variety of ages, as was our moms group. We had young moms. We also had up to grandmas. We kind of had each generation. We had 11 women that participated, and we spanned the age groups for sure. So we would meet weekly from September until November. It was a book we participated in, Ministry of Moms Sharing. Mm-hmm. We would share with each other within our group, support each other. From that, we're trying to springboard another group that would meet starting in January of 15. Mm-hmm. And they will be another group of moms hoping to span the ages again. That was a really nice way to bring women of the parish together different experiences, different levels of knowledge, a lot of different personalities in the group. We really enjoyed that.
How did it work? What would you do? Did you have like social? Did you have prayer?
It was, the program itself is spelled out what you do. So there was leadership that would go on. We would always begin with prayer. We would have some group time to talk, and then you would partner with one of the women each week. We partnered with a different woman each week, so you would get to know them, share with each other, and then you would come together again, pray together, and end that session. We met at someone's home. Our specific group met at the same person's home each week. We would have a prayer partner throughout the time. Each week you would take a different name home of someone to be praying for in the group.
And would you do this in the morning or the evening, or how did you tailor it?
We would meet in the evenings, which I think is what will continue. That worked out rather nicely with the variety of ages, because you had working moms, stay-at-home moms, grandmas, so we did meet in the evenings.
And what sort of response have you gotten? Has the group grown?
The
then?
group has grown. We have, in addition to the meetings, started some outreach things in the parish. We did Stations of the Cross, and it was through Mary's point of view, very touching. That was open to the women of the parish, and for doing that for the first time, we really had a nice turnout. That was the first thing we did. We made blankets for the kindergartners at St. Mary and Mathias School. So that was here in Gannon Hall, actually. That was also open to the women of the parish. We made, I want to say, 32 blankets that day. We had, 16-year-old was our youngest helping, and 91 was our oldest helping. Wow. And again, we would partner up. It was a really enjoyable day.
So did that happen during the time you would meet, or did that also happen
That
during
happened on a
special-
Sunday afternoon. When we've put events out there, we've tried to do a variety of times to reach a variety of different people. So
great.
the meetings that the group will always meet on the same night and time to give it consistency, but the things we've added have been at different times.
So, and what have you learned from that program as it has evolved? What are the needs of moms out there of different?
I think the main need would be communication with other moms and women, and I really felt like our variety of ages was so nice, because someone who's experiencing something as a new mom, she could get an advice from that more experienced mom or the grandma of the group. It was a really nice group, the way it gelled together and the people that were in the group.
Oh, that's terrific.
Mm-hmm.
Any other thoughts about family life at St. Mary's in Muscatine you'd like to share with our audience?
I can see an effort of trying to bring families in and get them active, which is nice.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Barb.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, Father Joseph.
Good
Thank you
afternoon,
for being here.
Sure, welcome. It's good to be here.
How does St. Joseph Parish raise awareness of a family perspective and evaluate needs within the faith community?
Well, I think for us, it begins with that sensitivity to the different family structures or situations in the parish. So one thing for sure that we have here in Columbus Junction is that of the multicultural family setup. So we have Anglos and Hispanics and now even Burmese families. So I think in the first place to be sensitive to that. And then also to be aware that families are in different stages of the cycle of the family. So we have younger families with younger children. Some are middle-aged parents with older kids and maybe senior high school or college. We have some who are empty nesters, older parents with adult children. And then some single-parent families. And then some who are divorced or separated parents also, or remarried, with different spouses now. So I think just to begin with that sensitivity, that there are different situations among different families. And then, to bring that to the community at large, to make them aware that there are these different situations in the first place.
How do you do that? How do you make them aware?
Well, so one thing is to work within the structures already present in the parish. So through parish council, family life committee, So we don't really have a whole number of people in the committee, but we do have somebody, and whenever we have our parish council meetings, we talk about what's going on with the different families. Is there anybody in need? So in that way, that actually also overlaps with social action, in a bit. But just so to get our ears on the ground, to have representation in parish council. So that's one, and then other sources of information would be the prayer chain, with the, for example, Altar and Rosary Society. So that's a good source of information. And then also a prayer group. There's a Hispanic prayer group, and they're also aware, of what's going on in the different families. So just some of the ways.
How does your parish educate and enrich individuals and families through programs, workshops, retreats, that sort of thing?
Well, I think a good starting point, and in fact central to our community or to the parish as a faith community, is the liturgy. So education through catechesis in the homilies. So I try to mention, when appropriate, talk about the family in the homilies that I give. And then also in the different liturgies, special liturgies like the quinceañeras, that's also very popular among the Hispanic community, is to bring about or talk about the importance of family relationships. And then also even, baptisms and weddings are also good liturgies to talk about family situation, family life. And then special blessings such as on Mother's Day or Father's Day. And then also, one thing I've also learned to do is, like, for example, if it's a wedding rehearsal or a quinceañera rehearsal, is to offer the sacrament of confession. So again, another opportunity, to celebrate liturgy or a sacrament, and somehow use that to bring about maybe healing within family relationships.
Can you tell me, do you use social media in any way? Is that very big here among your parishioners?
It's not yet very big among parishioners, but we do use it. We have a website where we have links, for example, to the diocesan webpage, which would have, of course, links to family faith formation. We have a Facebook page that we're trying to promote. We have some members who have liked it.
Okay, that's cool. How does your parish advocate for family-friendly programs, policies, and services in your parish planning process?
Let me see. Well, first of all, by inviting all to participate, in the different events that we have, so announcing it in both masses. We have 2 masses on a weekend, so one in English, one in Spanish. So just to get the word out, I think that's important, and to know that everybody is invited, to these different events, and to let them know that they are taking place. And then also, acknowledge that there might be some adjusting that needs to be done, especially, again, through that lens of a multicultural parish setting, that there are maybe language barriers or cultural differences, that need to be understood and acknowledged, and if needed, to be overcome as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I think information, getting the word out through the bulletin also.
And how does your parish create opportunities to respond to all stages in the family life cycle? Can you give some examples?
Yeah, so we have different events that we try to offer. So for example, a movie night, especially during the winter. So we we rent a movie or watch a movie, or if not, there's also a game night, where again, we invite families, play different games, get the families involved, the children involved also. And then there's also especially during the Advent and Christmas season, the Posadas, which takes place every night, between December 16th to 24th. And again, it's a big family event, begins with a rosary, and then it culminates with a reception, some food after that, and then some games. There's a piñata that the children like to play with. Then there's also a Dia de los Niños, or Day of the Children, in April, which usually, so after Mass, there's an activity with games, like also for the children.
Oh, that sounds great. And so then how does your parish affirm and support diversity? It sounds like that's what you're doing through these different activities you have. Are there other ways to affirm that diversity?
Well, yes, I think, again, just being sensitive to that and talking about it. Like, for example, in the homilies, having different opportunities for different families, to mingle, to get to know each other.
Okay. And then how does your parish provide and encourage leadership training in family ministry?
So for that, there's, parish council, getting people involved through parish council, the family life committees, the different organizations within the parish. There's an Altar and Rosary Society, there's Knights of Columbus, there's also a Hispanic prayer group. So to get those groups to take charge of different events, and then from there, have people come up, step up, as leaders.
Do you do that by personal invitation? Do you personally go up to the
Yes,
family and say, I think you'd be good for this role?
Yes, exactly. That's what I was gonna say next. Also, is personal invitation, either from myself or from other members of the parish, who already have relationships with them, potential leaders, is to invite them and to encourage them, to step up and to help out.
Super. And then how does your parish promote and provide opportunities for developing an awareness of one's vocation?
So again, primarily through the liturgy, by talking about it in the homilies, at Mass, and baptisms, where I highlight the vocation of parents, and also even through the faith formation program, talking about it with the kids during their classes. And one thing I'm hoping to start this year is to invite the parents to come, the parents of children in the First Communion class, to come once a month for a session themselves. So we talk about intergenerational, faith formation. So hopefully that's something that they will want to do. We haven't started it yet. It'll be in September. But based on the feedback that I've got when we've informed the parents, they seem to not be against it. They're looking forward to it.
That's great.
And it's only once a month, so we'll start with that. Get the parents involved in their faith formation.
That's great. Anything else you'd like to share about family life at St. Joseph Parish here?
Well, as I was thinking about it, really none of these are new. It's basically just working within the structures we already have. And then just taking that initiative and working together, as a community. And I think I'm blessed. I have a good relationship with the parishioners. So we're able to move forward with a lot of things. And like what I said, parish council really is a good venue, to bring together these discussions and plans and to implement them. So instead of reinventing the wheel, just use the structures that are already there. And then with that inspiration of the Holy Spirit is to do it. Sometimes you might have to go out on a limb. I was so afraid when I asked the parents to come like once a month. I wonder what their reaction would be. And so far, it's been good. It's been positive. But we talk about it. But I think it's important, to actually do it.
Great.
With the support also of the parishioners.
Well, thank you very much, Father.
All right, welcome.